Rising cases of non-communicable diseases worry President Buhari as it lays foundation for construction of African Medical Center of Excellence.
And an eventual move to bio-LPG will allow countries like Nigeria to keep existing infrastructure in place.
Vice President Oshibajo underscores role of liquefied gas in transition to sustainable energy model. Plus, aftermath of industrial action, President Buhari suspends management of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. Good evening and welcome to NTA Network News. I am Ienre. John Michael Olalaye joins me from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. The federal government is to give necessary support to the Hope Uzodinma administration in Imo State towards finding lasting solution to the challenges of security bedeviling the Eastern Heartland. President Muhammadu Buhari, who gave the assurance at an audience with the Imo State governor, said this is in furtherance of his commitment to handing over a securely stable Nigeria to his successor. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo brings us details.
If there is one issue undermining efforts by the Hope Uzodinma administration to execute its people-centered policies, programs and projects for enhanced socio-economic development in Imo State, is that of insecurity. Since the attack on Owerri Correctional Facility, where over 1,100 out of the 1,800 inmates that were freed still at large, peace and stability have remained seemingly elusive across the Eastern Heartland. Governor Hope Uzodinma is here to solicit the support of President Muhammadu Buhari and the federal government towards effectively securing the state for sustainable growth and development.
Since that time, they've been on rampage, committing all sorts of crimes, and there is need for us to really clean up the state, because you know that this period of Christmas is so important to our people. And we want to ensure that those coming home to spend their Christmas will have a conducive atmosphere.
The governor also used the opportunity to brief the president on the conduct of the last governorship election in Anambra State, insisting, however, that the outcome, notwithstanding, APC remains a party to beat in 2023.
Have you not seen the number of people decamping into APC? The mood of the country is that the president is doing very well. And the mood of the country is that the APC, given the peculiarity of this time, where insecurity has taken over the globe, where COVID-19 has ravaged every place in the world, from one variant to another variant, yet we are able to come out from a recession.
Governor Hope Uzodinma was the chairman, APC Presidential Campaign Council for the Anambra governorship election. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And on health, President Muhammadu Buhari has described as worrisome and alarming the pace at which the future of Africans is threatened by the rising non-communicable disease burden, inadequate medical infrastructure, and brain drain experienced by the continent. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony of the African Medical Center of Excellence, Abuja, aimed at propelling the nation's capital into a hub for medical services, the president said no nation prospers without a healthy population. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
An estimated $300 million is to be expended on the 500-bed Medical Center of Excellence funded by the African Export-Import Bank in partnership with the Nigerian government as well as the King's College Hospital, London. Conceived to promote intra-African medical tourism, the project is seen as one step further towards achieving self-reliance for Africa's healthcare delivery.
Today represents more than just the groundbreaking ceremony for a landmark hospital project that will significantly transform the healthcare sector in West Africa. Today also demonstrates the commitment of the Nigerian government and Afrexim Bank to the well-being of the African people and the recognition that the wealth of a nation rests squarely on the health of its population.
President Buhari described the Abuja Medical Center of Excellence as a fitting response to the prevailing situation where many hospitals in West Africa are underfunded, under-equipped, and relatively inaccessible to most patients, especially from the rural areas.
The Africa Medical Center of Excellence represents a return to fundamentals and the understanding that there is no African development agenda without able-bodied Africans to execute on our vision of transformation. The success of the African Medical Center of Excellence will pave the way for future investments and partnerships in the sector while raising the local standard of healthcare and providing a blueprint for quality of services required to address Nigeria's and Africa's healthcare and economic challenges.
The president thanked Afreximbank and partners for their unfailing commitment to Africa and the action-oriented approach to resolving the challenges that the continent faces on the path to development. The president and chairman board of directors of Afreximbank, Professor Benedict Orama, described as unacceptable that more than 300,000 Africans travel to Asia alone annually for medical tourism, spending over $5 billion, and Nigeria in particular accounting for $1 billion of that expenditure.
We must find ways to stop this. As we push ahead for a better continent, we must also make a concerted effort to take control of our healthcare needs. We must promote investments that enable us to deal with today's health challenges and prepare us to confront those of the future. The modernization of our healthcare systems is a continental emergency.
Our ambition and plans are to create a network of medical centers of clinical excellence throughout Africa and link these through advanced digital technologies so that the whole of the continent benefits from the extraordinary facilities and knowledge base that will be available. Our particular aim is to create a hub for molecular diagnostics that not only serves the local needs, but also the country's needs, as well as the needs of sub-Saharan Africa.
The groundbreaking ceremony was performed on behalf of the president by the Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ienre, supported by the Minister of the FCT, Muhammad Musa Bello. In Abuja, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria has promised to collaborate more effectively with the Republic of Belarus for the mutual benefit of both countries. President Muhammad Buhari stated this while receiving in audience a special envoy of President Alexander Lukashenko of Belarus. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The special envoy of President Lukashenko of Belarus, General Victor Sherman, had told the Nigerian leader that Belarus is now a stable and friendly country trying to be self-sufficient in critical economic sectors. His country, he said, would love to cooperate with Nigeria in areas of education, agriculture, oil and gas, manufacturing, and several other sectors, saying they have a lot to offer Nigeria in terms of opportunities. General Sherman said Belarus, which is fully sufficient in agriculture, selling surplus food products worth up to $7 billion annually, is ready to cooperate with Nigeria in mechanized agriculture and also help in the fight against terrorism. He commended President Buhari for his selflessness in service and commitment to Nigeria. The president described as impressive the progress achieved so far by Belarus as a country. Nigeria, he said, can benefit a lot from their experiences. President Buhari told his guests that he has taken note of their country's capacities and will make the necessary contact for areas of collaboration and cooperation, especially in agriculture. He said Nigeria has the land and human resources, while Belarus has the technology. As he puts it during the closed-door engagement, you will surely hear from us. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And in Dubai, main players in the liquefied petroleum gas sector open discussions on the future of the industry. digging deeper into the challenges, but also the opportunities the industry is facing. Vice President Ienre delivered the keynote address and underscores the critical role LPG could play in the transition towards a more sustainable, secure and competitive energy model. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
At a time when the world is trying to reduce carbon emissions and energy crises are also soaring, many are asking what the future holds for the liquefied petroleum gas industry. Stakeholders are, however, looking beyond the challenges caused by climate change and seeing rather the opportunity created.
Beyond being an effective transition fuel, LPG is set to be part of the destination as it is being used as a precursor for green hydrogen with zero emission, and an eventual move to bio-LPG will allow countries like Nigeria to keep existing infrastructure in place, capitalize on already existing supply and distribution chains, and reach net zero at far lower cost.
Vice President Ienre observes that the impressive turnout also speaks to the collective desire to exchange innovative ideas of the future of the liquefied petroleum gas business.
All countries must play their part in the fight against climate change. A global transition away from carbon-based fuels must account for the economic differences between countries and allow for multiple pathways to net zero emissions. All aspects of the LPG value chain will certainly require investments, and we on our part, the federal government of Nigeria, are ready and willing to support investors willing to partner with us.
But besides celebrating success, we have a second objective, and that is to embrace the future. We have a great opportunity to work with our residential and commercial energy consumers and support them through energy transition.
This year's theme of energizing tomorrow is in line with what we want to accomplish in the near future.
It's about all of us as global citizens taking a step forward in the right direction, which will protect our future.
Well, the Vice President is not the only one clamoring for a gradual phasing out of fossil fuel. The LPG community, they're also concerned about the challenges of climate change and its effect on the people, as well as the poverty level amongst the people and their access to energy. From Dubai, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Many thanks, Judy. President Muhammadu Buhari has transmitted the Finance Bill 2021 to the Senate for consideration and approval. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkoro also reports that the legislators have condemned the inclusion of Nigeria in the COVID-19 red list by the British government and called for its reversal.
2021
Plenary took off with President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan reading presidential request for the consideration of the Finance Bill 2021.
Seeks to support the implementation of the 2022 federal budget by proposing key reforms to specific taxation, customs, excise, fiscal and other relevant laws.
A motion by Senator Ike Ekweremadu called on the British government to remove Nigeria from its COVID-19 red list, while the motion by Senator Bio Barakuma Degieremio urged Aito Oil Company to urgently stop the oil spill, remediate and compensate Upunembe communities in Bayelsa State.
We call on the federal government to then constructively engage the British authorities with a view to reverse this inclusion.
The entire mangrove forest and aquatic life have been adversely affected by this methane gas.
To remedy the environment, but also to penalize the oil company for devastating the lives of the people in that area, in Nembe.
The National Sports Commission, Federal Investor of Sports in Kalagwe Bonny State Establishment Bills, sponsored by Senator Obinna Oba, passed third reading, while the National Coast Guard Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Ayo Eyakeyin, the Nigerian Customs Service Commission Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Francis Alimihena, and the Bill to Domesticate African Union Convention on the Protection and Assistance of Internally Displaced Persons in Africa, sponsored by Senator Frank Ibezim, passed second reading.
To encourage the advancement of learning and opportunity of acquiring higher education in sports.
Enforcement of laws and regulations on Nigeria's coastal and internal waters.
Is to support the enactment of this bill so as to empower the Nigeria Coastal Service to be at par with international standards. Core IDP issues from the relief stage to resettlement and reconstruction of damaged infrastructures as contemplated by Nigeria's international obligation under this treaty becomes compelling.
The Federal University of Science, Technology and Innovation Agulu Anambra State Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Uche Ekunife, also passed second reading. Senate paid tribute to former member of the Senate, Benga Aluko, who died on the 20th of November 2021. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Time for a first break. Please stay.
For Nigeria, for Africa, and the world.
From all of us at Glow, we wish you joy unlimited. Invitation to a public hearing and call for memoranda on a bill for an act to repeal the Customs and Excise Management Act, Cap C45, LFN 2004, and to enact an act to establish the Nigeria Customs Service Act 2021. All submissions should be forwarded to Suite 2.01, House of Representatives Building, on or before Monday, 13th December 2021. Public hearing date, 14th December 2021. Venue, Conference Room 028. Time, 11 a.m. Major critical stakeholders to attend are Nigeria Customs Service, NCS, Federal Ministry of Finance, Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Association of Nigeria Licensed Custom Agents, ANLCA, National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAF, Nigeria Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, Terminal Operators and Bonded Terminal Operators. Honorable Leki Abejide, Chairman, House Committee on Customs and Excise, Announcer.
There is a saying that Christmas is what you make of it. At Bedmates Furniture, we enjoy making your Christmas comfortable and exciting with the furniture we provide you. That's why from 1st November to 18 December 2021, Bedmates offers you and your loved ones amazing luxury furniture your home loves and truly needs at up to 70% discount. You also stand a chance to win fridges, TVs, washing machines, and many more as we keep making your living better through the furniture you love.
The Honorable Minister of Works and Housing, His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, cordially invites chairmen and members of the National Assembly Committees on Works, Federal Executive Council members, state governors, traditional rulers, members of the public and other stakeholders to the commissioning and handover ceremony of the completed dualized Kano-Maiduguri Road Section 3, Azare Potiskum in Bauchi and Yobe states by His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari GCFR, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces Federal Republic of Nigeria. Date Thursday,
December 9, 2021. Time 9 a.m. Venue, Hazare, Bauchi State. All invited guests are to be seated by 10 a.m. Please note that all COVID-19 protocols will be adhered to by all guests. Babangida Husseini, Permanent Secretary, Announcer.
The Presidential Steering Committee, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Health and the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, has approved the administration of booster doses for persons that have completed 2 doses of AstraZeneca, Moderna, Pfizer-BioNTech, or 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson. The eligibility criteria for a booster dose include any person 18 years and above, time interval of 6 months and more after receiving the 2nd dose of AstraZeneca, Moderna, or Pfizer-BioNTech, time interval of 2 months or more after receiving the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Visit the nearest health facility or mass vaccination site for your booster dose from 10th December 2021 across all states of the Federation. The list of the vaccination sites is available on the NPHCDA website, www.nphcda.gov.ng. For greater protection against COVID-19, go get the booster dose now. For more information, contact the NPHCDA COVID-19 call center on 070 0220 1122 for assistance. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
The House of Representatives Committee on Agricultural Production and Services invites stakeholders for submission of memoranda and public hearing on 5 bills to be declared open by the Speaker, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila. Date Thursday, 9th December 2021. Time 10 a.m. Venue, Conference Room 236, House of Reps. For details, contact the clerk on 080-331-09315 or the Gmail address on your screen. Announcer, Honorable Muntari Muhammad Nduse, Committee Chairman.
Thank you for staying. The House of Representatives has expressed disappointment over the red listing of travelers from Nigeria by the United Kingdom, effective Monday, 6th December 2021, due to emergence of Omicron variant. During plenary Tuesday, House members, while reacting to the issue, which was raised as a matter of urgent public importance by the minority leader, Ndudi Elumelu, suggested diplomatic engagement to address the issue. House members wondered why UK singled out Nigeria and some African countries and imposed travel ban on them due to concerns relating to spread of Omicron variant, but did not apply same measure on other countries in Europe where the variant has been found. Meanwhile, the House has condemned incidences of abuses in some boarding schools and called for investigation into circumstances that led to the death of the 12-year-old Sylvester Oromoni of Dowen College, Lagos, and the 14-year-old Karen Akperga of Premier Academy, Abuja.
The issue was raised by Minority Leader Ndudi Elumelu on the matters of urgent public importance. House members noted the implications on individuals and businesses and wondered why the UK chose to apply the measure on Nigeria and few African countries when the same virus has been found in many countries in Europe.
It does not exempt over 8,000 Nigerian travelers that have bought air tickets to visit Nigeria during this festive period, as the restriction will affect their re-entry into the United Kingdom.
Announcement of the emergence of this disease to say, yes, Nigeria will have it. It was the NCDC that made this announcement, that we have it in Nigeria, as if they are waiting for disease to emerge. Before they announce that we have it. Now, what is the fault of the British government?
This is a time that there is need for us to fix our country. We've had a whole lot of brain drain, Mr. Speaker, and we need to fix our health care.
Among our own responsibility is to ensure we protect the citizens of our country wherever they are. And where unduly we are met with measures that are not in line with international, we deploy other means to sort out issues in favor of our people.
Another issue that got the lawmakers concerned and attracted their condemnation are the incidences of abuse in some boarding schools. They cited the case of the late 12-year-old Sylvester Oromoni of Dowen College, Lagos, and 14-year-old Karen Akperga of Premier Academy, Abuja, and called for investigations.
We cannot watch this kind of situation happening in our boarding schools across the entire country.
The House passed a resolution urging security agencies to establish outposts at Omala in Kogi State to curtail communal clashes as moved by Abdullahi Halims.
Bagana is currently bedeviled with insecurity as warring factions of the infamous Agatu crisis, which took refuge in Bagana, are often clashing.
A bill seeking reforms to regulate legal profession was among the 4 that passed second reading, while 3 bills passed, including the bill to establish Nigeria Postal Services Commission for the development and regulation of such services in Nigeria. Chairman House Committee on Information, Shego Debumi, has laid the report of the bill to establish Council of Advertising Practitioners for consideration. In another development, the Deputy Speaker Ahmed Idriswasi has hosted the Student Union Government of the University of Jos, during which he urged their contributions to peaceful coexistence in Plateau State from the National Assembly. Lami Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Governors Forum has rejected the recent stigmatization of countries from the new variant of COVID-19, also known as Omicron, by the World Health Organization, leading to travel ban for fear of being widespread. A statement by the forum described actions of Canada and United Kingdom in the inclusion of Nigeria on the list of banned countries after a few cases of Omicron as unfair and discriminatory, and laments the non-listing of high-risk and infectious countries. The forum appealed to WHO to intervene as global leaders are strengthening response capacity to the dreaded variant through enhanced vaccination and compliance with non-pharmaceutical measures. In other news, Nigeria and Algeria are making diplomatic moves that will enhance their bilateral cooperation. At the 3rd session of the Algeria-Nigeria political consultation in Algiers, Permanent Secretary of the Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Gabriel Aduda, and the Secretary General of the Algeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Chakib Rashid Kaid, identified key areas to explore the improved business relations. Similar meeting was held with the Secretary General of the Algeria's Ministry of Energy and Mines, Abdul Karim Alzi, where the Nigeria's Permanent Secretary lauded the Algerian government on education cooperation between the 2 countries and the need to achieve the bilateral air agreements, as well as strengthening security, trade and energy relations. They also made commitments on how to team up on achieving mutual interest at regional and global engagements. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the suspension of the management of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, and the new interim governing board appointed to oversee the day-to-day operations of the electricity distribution company, following the recent industrial action embarked on by its staff over non-payment of arrears of pensions, allowances, salaries, and promotion. The sack of the management team, conveyed by the presidency to the Federal Ministry of Power, takes immediate effect. The Minister of Power, Aliyu Abubakar, and the Minister of State, Power, Godi Jedi Agba, who earlier on intervened through dialogue with the Ministry of Labour, Bureau of Public Enterprise, and the Nigerian Union of Electricity Employers to resolve their call and call off the strike, the 14 hours strike action. The Minister of State Power, Godi Jedi Agba, the Chairman, Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, Sanusi Garba, Director General, Bureau of Public Enterprises, Alex Okoli, Comrade Joe Ajero, on behalf of government, have described the non-performance and incompetence of the AEDC as a national embarrassment, saying the suspension of the management team subsists until further notice. Meanwhile, reactions have continued to trail the suspension of management of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, by President Muhammadu Buhari following the industrial action that disrupted power supply in Abuja and neighboring states on Monday this week. Joshua Ojito reports.
14 hours of blackout in Abuja, Nasarawa, Kogi, Niger, parts of Edo and Kaduna states, as electricity workers of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, down tools over non-payment of arrears of pension, allowances, salaries, promotion, among others.
We have been burning fuel for the past 3 days, from morning till night.
What happened yesterday was alarming and caused for urgent concern.
My man was aware that indeed there was going to be an industrial action yesterday. Without this issue, it will come to a time that we cannot provide services because without replacing your transformers, faulty transformers, you won't have supply.
Federal government intervened and power supply was restored to the franchise areas. Part of the agreements reached is to ensure all outstanding entitlements of AEDC staff are paid within 21 days. To further demonstrate his administration's commitment to resolve all lingering issues, President Muhammadu Buhari approved the suspension of management of AEDC with immediate effect and a new interim governing board to be appointed.
The president meets well, and we want to encourage Mr. President to do more cleanup. We want a review, mid-term review of the privatization exercise.
Beyond suspending them, let federal government set up a unit to implement electricity consumer protection and licensing performance standards.
Hope rises among electricity customers and employees that the development will reposition the distribution company for better service delivery. Joshua Ojitu, NTA News.
And away from the AEDC issue, President Muhammadu Buhari warmly felicitates with Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, on his 70th birthday, joining family and friends to celebrate with the devoted public servant. The president congratulates the minister on the milestone heralded by many years of diligent service to the country, working as a lawyer and businessman before getting into politics, where he served as Chief of Staff in Lagos State and National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC. As a party stalwart, President Buhari notes the sacrifices and contributions of the minister in raising a formidable information machinery that went a long way in bringing change to the country. The president believes Mohammed works assiduously to create understanding and enhance the image of the country by bridging the gaps in information, commending his ingenuity, resilience, and emotional intelligence. President Buhari joins members of the Federal Executive Council, All Progressives Congress, and the media industry in wishing the Minister of Information good health, strength, and longer life. The Nigerian Society of Engineers has resolved to take up the professional challenge to make life better for Nigerians through the provision of information communication technology and skills acquisition for rural dwellers to address poverty among the people. David Ienre reports that the resolution came up at the 6th College of Fellows Roundtable Symposium of the organization.
Addressing the gap between the rich and the poor has been a challenge for government at all levels. While urban dwellers are taking advantage of modern technologies to maneuver and live a better life, those in rural communities can only but hope for better days to come. This College of Fellows Roundtable Symposium is therefore adopting partnership with relevant government bodies to tackle headlong ICT infrastructure deficit and organize vocational training program to boost rural development.
It's about the populace, and engineers and engineering is about the populace. Our society is for the well-being of the common man. That's what our society is. And that's why we have to raise the level of advocacy for everybody to understand.
Government, on its part, is not relenting in setting pathways to make rural dwellers feel a sense of belonging.
There is this infrastructure project, a very ambitious project that the NCC is driving, that will see deployment of infrastructure in all the 774 local government areas of the country. We call it the IMPRACO project. Okay, licenses have been given to entities for the purpose of deployment of infrastructure under strict supervision of the Nigerian Communications Commission.
Outstanding members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers got their due honor at the symposium. In Abuja, David Ienre, NTA News.
Let's now join Michael in Lagos for more news. Michael.
Thank you, Ienre. We start on a rather pathetic note as management, parents and students of Ojodu Grammar School in Lagos this Tuesday were thrown into mourning following an accident involving a speeding truck which left 10 students returning from school dead. Hingno John Adams gives an update.
They left their homes for school with the hope of returning safe as usual. But what their parents received at close of school was news of their death. Director General of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, who confirmed the incident, said an unidentified truck lost control and rammed into students returning from school.
I'm very, very unfortunate and pathetic that our first responders were attacked. However, despite the harsh condition, we are able to rescue some, and some of them are receiving adequate treatment. Although we lost some, and we will carry out holistic investigations, and we are going to come up with a comprehensive briefing later.
As at the time of filing this report, security operatives are on ground to ensure that normalcy returns to the area. In Lagos, Hinginu John Adams, NTA News.
We promise to bring you an update in our subsequent bulletin. Moving forward, despite the frenzy that usually characterized the last 4 months of the year, the Ember months and indeed other months should be devoid of carnages resulting from avoidable road crashes. This objective is what Pernod Ricard Nigeria, a renowned manufacturer of wines and non-alcoholic drink, is targeting with the launch of Safe Road Initiative in partnership with the Federal Road Safety Corps in Lagos. Adeni Taiwo reports.
According to available statistics, the first 8 months of the year 2021 has seen about 5,000 road crashes and 2,400 deaths across Nigeria, with about 100 of those deaths recorded in Lagos State alone. A further analysis of these numbers placed a huge fraction of this regrettable loss of lives and limbs at the doorstep of human errors, with driving under the influence of alcohol being a major cause. Although this stage has all the trappings of a product launch, it is actually a platform created by a leading manufacturer of wines and spirit drinks, Pernod Ricard Nigeria, for stakeholders in the transportation sector to interface and sensitize motorists on the need to avoid driving under the influence of alcohol.
Driving and drinking have never mixed, and they will never mix. Because when you drink, one of the things that you get is for you to start sleeping on the steering.
Safe Road Initiative, according to the managing director of Pernod Ricard, is born out of the conviction that it is better to have more responsible fun seekers who take safe quantity of alcohol at the right time and stay alive than those who abuse their drinks, crash and die.
It's about making sure that when you drink, you do not drive, and when you drive, you do not drink. And that's why we're really pushing this this campaign, especially now where we know that a lot of people will be on the roads.
When we have stakeholders like Pernod, they add more glamour for what we're doing.
While this drama presentation aptly carried the message home that drink driving and selling of alcohol in parks is dangerous, the result of random breathalyzer tests carried out on some of the drivers showed that the message is already sinking in. Items to aid FRSC in tracking drink driving, including units of breathalyzers and reflexive jackets, were donated to the agency by the organization. In Lagos, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
In its quest to promote sound quality education with support and resources to meet various learning skill needs, the United Bank for Africa, UBA, has continued to reward excellence. This was demonstrated at the 11th annual essay competition, where winners were presented education grants worth 7.5 million naira. Adiola Komiakere reports.
Over a decade, UBA Foundation has remained steadfast in developing the future of Africa with needed manpower to exploit emerging opportunities. The National Essay Competition, NEC, therefore provides a competitive platform to promote intellectual and writing abilities of secondary school students. This year's competition, with the topic, "What is the role of technology in educating the African youth?" had 7,000 entries from across the country. 12 entries made it to the final, while 3 best essays were selected for the grand prize.
We're doing something very unique, something that is truly African, and that is why this intervention is for those who wish to study in our continent.
Education is the key to the future, and it literally unlocks potential for a lot of students. So I think the main thing for us is that we are rewarding African students for their educational excellence.
The first prize winner was presented 3 million naira educational grant to any African university of choice. The second position received 2.5 million naira, while the third got 2 million naira educational grant.
I'm thanking the UBA Foundation especially for this opportunity.
I would improve Africa through establishing a school, because for me, a school takes care of two important purposes. One is educating the youth.
They are changing lots of lives.
To management of the bank and the foundation, the initiative is geared towards stimulating reading culture among students while bridging the literacy gap on a pan-African scale. In Lagos, Adeola Komiakeri, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports after this break. Please stay.
It's the Glow Joy Unlimited Extravaganza!
This one no cool now.
Simply recharge up to 500 naira during the week to qualify. 5 cars every month, 100 generators, TVs, and fridges every week. Dial *611# now to enter the Glow Joy Unlimited Extravaganza.
The Nigerian Interreligious Council, NIREG, under the co-chairmanship of Reverend Dr. Samson O.A. Ayokunle, President, Christian Association of Nigeria, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, CFR MNI, Sultan of Sokoto, and President General, Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, hereby invites the general public to its fourth quarter 2021 council meeting under the theme, Security Agencies and Peace in Nigeria. Date, 9th December 2021. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, West Continental Hotel, Abuja. Father Prof. Cornelius Omonokwa, Executive Secretary, Announcer.
Gender-based violence is a gross violation of women and girls' fundamental human rights.
Women and girls have been denied their basic human rights.
In Nigeria, 9% of women aged 15 to 49 have suffered sexual violence.
Providing access to gender-based violence services enables us to fulfill the SDG goal number 5.
All women and girls must have access to reproductive health services.
I called on government, religious and community leaders to adopt the culture of zero gender-based violence and harmful practices.
To thank you for coming on this journey with us, walking with us, staying with us. Now, as we move, we want to invite you to own a share of this new adventure with us. Buy your share of MTN through the issuing houses, stockbrokers, banks, and primary offer app by Nigerian Exchange NGX. Welcome to the journey of a lifetime. For those wondering why Schweppes changes look, experience tells us. Change is inevitable. Schweppes, made with over 200 years of experience.
The north is so beautiful. And the food, it's nothing like I have ever tasted before. The color.
Vibrant. What about the aroma?
The aroma, oh gosh. It smells just like this one.
This smells so good.
Yeah. Your jumbo shinkafa tastes even better. How did you do it?
Onga seasoning. It's all the seasoning you need for great taste and aroma. Onga, Mama's helping hand.
It's now time for business. I will start by telling you that students now risk losing $17 trillion lifetime earnings in present value, or about 14% of today's global GDP, as a result of COVID-19 pandemic-related school closures. A new report published by the World Bank, UNESCO, and UNICEF says the new projection reveals that the impact is more severe than previously thought and exceeds the $10 trillion estimates released in 2020. And now to energy matters. Oil prices rose nearly $2 on Tuesday, extending the previous day's almost 5% rebound as concerns over Omicron coronavirus variant on global fuel demand eased, and Iran nuclear talks stalled, delaying the return of Iranian crude. Brent crude futures were up $1.70 to sell at $74.78 a barrel, having registered a 4.6% gain on Monday. US West Texas Intermediate crude was up $1.97 at $71.47, building a 4.9% gain in the previous session. And on the capital market, investors gained 5.38 billion naira as all-share index inches up by 0.02%. They close at 42,018.92 basis points, while market capitalization is 21.9 trillion naira. 639.4 million shares valued at 6.6 billion naira exchanged hands in 4,564 deals. Market breadth closed negative as ABBDS led 19 gainers as against 18 losers, topped by GlaxoSmith. Market turnover closed positive with FBNH, Sterling Bank and Etisalat as the most active to boost market turnover. FBNH and Guarantee topped market value list. That is a business news. Ienre is over to you.
Many thanks, Benny. All is set for a two-day national summit on non-kinetic approaches to insecurity and interagency collaboration scheduled for Thursday, 9th to 10th December 2021 at the Fraser Suites, Abuja by 10 a.m. The workshop, supported by the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office, jointly organized by the National Orientation Agency and the Defense Intelligence Agency on behalf of the National Committee on Influence Operations. The Association of Professional Bodies in Nigeria, APBN, has thrown its weight behind the federal government on the decision to do away with petrol subsidies as contained in the 2022 budget. Speaking in Abuja, Akin Oyegbola, president of the bodies, emphasized that Nigerians must look inward to reduce the pressure on foreign exchange while leveraging on opportunities provided by the African Continental Free Trade Area. Leah Katung Babatunde reports.
The economic calendar for 2021 is gradually grinding to a halt, and professional bodies in the country are taking stock and making projections into the future. National interest is at the heart of this engagement, with a call on government at all levels to insist on service delivery only by those professionally certified to do so. Looking into the next budget, APBN say the government did well by instituting an end to the era of petrol subsidies.
If we get sincere with ourselves, it's just a matter of time. Everything will ease off. And those who are importing will import and sell at a competitive price to us. And I'm telling you, the moment there is no subsidy, no rich man is getting very rich on us, and the whole thing will go around.
The latest trade report released by the National Bureau of Statistics indicates Nigeria's trade balance fell in the negative by 3.023 trillion naira in the third quarter of 2021. Oyebola said enhancing local production capacities and consumptions is vital in reversing this trend.
The government doesn't have any magic coin. If you keep asking for dollars, you are putting pressure on the hard currency.
The focus here is on analyzing national policies for catalytic national development, with a call on Nigerians to avoid overheating the polity and unite for a more prosperous nation. In Abuja, Leah Katumbawa today, NTA News.
Time for another quick break. Please stay.
National politics and youth inclusion, issues and development. That's our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, incisive and educative. Join us at 10:30 p.m.
Capri-Sun Funland. Can't wait. Hey!
Entry denied.
No artificial colors, no artificial sweeteners, no preservatives.
Nothing artificial.
Next up, the water slide.
Nothing artificial and great taste. Capri-Sun, the taste of fun. Capri-Sun, a product of Chia Limited.
Madam, how much lasts for this bag of rice?
Customer, I don't give you better price now.
Madam, do well, I go come out.
Oh yeah, come pay. How you want to take pay now? You want to take pay for bag of rice? You be Mongo Park? See, make I tell you, times don't change.
My country people, before, our people they use different things as money, trade by barter, cowries. Today, we know money as Naira notes. But because say the only thing when they constant na change, Central Bank of Nigeria don't introduce e-Naira. E-Naira, now the same thing as Naira. 1 e-Naira equal to 1 Naira. E-Naira go dey inside your phone. E-Naira no dey tear, e no dey heavy. E dey easy to transfer, and you fit use them buy and sell just like Naira note. To begin use e-Naira, ask your bank. This message now from the Bankers Committee.
Growing up in a big family, there weren't always enough seats at the table, so we started eating on the floor so that we could enjoy our food and cokes together, to remind us that the most important part of any meal is being together.
How to make a perfect bowl of love? A perfect blend of taste that brings every ingredient to life. The fusion of different spices. The unique aroma that rejuvenates your senses. The heartwarming deliciousness. And the satisfaction that comes from every bite, which makes you say, I love my Indomie.
My schedule can be tight most days, and because I'm always on the go, I need a quick snack or drink to keep me going. And that's why I love my Hollandia yogurt. Every day I choose Hollandia yogurt because it contains protein, calcium, vitamin A, B vitamins, and vitamin H, which my body needs. Hollandia yogurt comes in 2 variants, plain sweetened and strawberry. Wholesome nourishment from your favorite brand.
Once upon a time, an idea was born. It grew into one institution with a master plan. Since 1989, IBTC has evolved to become Stanbic IBTC, setting the pace as one of the first holding companies in Nigeria. Over the years, we've expanded beyond banking to owning formidable business subsidiaries across 10 industries, all backed up with AAA Fitch rating. With over 4,000 employees, our presence across the country is further strengthened by our efficient network of digital channels. Our dedication to the Nigerian dream has granted us recognition 44 times by 18 awarding bodies in 6 sectors. We are proud to be champions of exponential trade finance through our partnership with the largest bank in the world, facilitated across 22 sectors. Nigeria is our home, and we are committed to driving her growth. So whatever your dream is, we believe it can be.
There is a saying that Christmas is what you make of it. At Bedmates Furniture, we enjoy making your Christmas comfortable and exciting with the furniture we provide you. That's why from 1st November to 18 December 2021, Bedmates offers you and your loved ones amazing luxury furniture your home loves and truly needs at up to 70% discount. You also stand a chance to win fridges, TVs, washing machines, and many more as we keep making your living better through the furniture you love.
Foundation has donated 3 brand new ambulances to Ekiti State government. This, the foundation say, was to support emergency health responses within Ekiti State, which is in line with the goals of Abdul Samad Rabiu Africa Initiative. Abdullahi Mohammed reports.
Receiving the 3 brand new ambulances, the Ekiti State Governor, Kayode Fayemi, described Abdul Samad Rabiu as a visionary committed to giving back to the society. He said the ambulances will go a long way in supporting the states in delivering quality health care to its citizens.
I've known him to be committed to Africa. I've known him to be committed to public good. And I'm not surprised that eventually Ekiti is benefiting out of this multi-pronged healthcare social development agenda that he has put together. I want to thank you immensely for that, but I also want to say to you that as part of our own framework of engagement and our development partnership relationship, we want to assure you that this will be put to effective use.
The Managing Director, Abdul Samad Rabiu Foundation, Ubonodo, said Ekiti State is the 19th on the list of states who benefited from the donation. So far, the Abdul Samad Rabiu Foundation has donated 66 ambulances to states across the country since the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic. In Abuja, Abdullahi Mohammed, NTA News.
And now a bit of sports ahead of the 2022 AFCON schedule for Cameroon in January. NTA and Afro Sport have signed official agreement to televise all matches of the AFCON live to Nigerians. Oche Ngbede has details.
As the dust settles on major sporting events for the year 2021, the excitement and expectation switches to Africa in anticipation of the 33rd CAF African Cup of Nations taking place from the 9th January to the 6th February 2022 in Cameroon. To bring this excitement to the common Nigerians, the Nigerian Television Authority, who has always been in the forefront of providing coverages for defining events, officially signed an agreement with Afro Sport, the broadcast right owner to the 2022 AFCON, to televise live matches of the games.
I would like to assure you that we in NTA will justify, very, very ably, the confidence you have so much reposed in us. So we thank you very much, and we look forward to a very successful, another successful, outing, this time between Afro Sports and NTA.
African Cup of Nations is the largest sporting event on the continent, and we're happy to bring it back to the largest broadcaster on the continent.
24 African teams, including the Super Eagles of Nigeria, will be looking to participate in the prestigious football tournament as NTA takes up the stage once again to beam it to millions of sport fans. In Abuja, Oche Ngbede, NTA News.
And that concludes NTA Network News tonight.